deserving 나 같은 남자 yeah. 너는 선을 그었지 난 걔랑 달라 yeah. Don't you worry about me babe 나를 믿게 해줄게 Don't you worry about it babe 내가 널 지켜줄게.
Hi guys, it's Aji. So for this week's video, in celebration of me hitting 1.5k subscribers, gagawa ko ng video of makeup under a budget of 1,500 pesos. So for foreign subscribers, 1,500 pesos equates to roughly around $30. So yeah, itong buong mukha na to costs only 1,500 or $30. Before this video starts, make sure you're already subscribed to my channel. Okay, I create lots of affordable makeup looks. I do reviews, sometimes vlogs. So yeah, be part of the squad and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so if you want to see how I achieved this glamorous brown makeup look, then just keep watching. A little disclaimer lang, hindi kasama dun sa budget yung tools kasi that could easily cost you around 600 pesos and more. So, ayun, tatanggalin ko lang sa budget yung mga tools na gagamitin ko like yung beauty blender, eyelash glue, and yung mga brushes. So, with that, let's start this makeup tutorial. Also, hindi ko rin isasama yung contact lens because that's a necessity. Kailangan ko yon para makakita. Pero for this look, it's very optional naman. I'm using the Wildcat Brown from Fresh Lady. So, ayan. For this look, since we are under a budget, hindi ako maglalagay ng primer. I don't really think it's necessary. But to start this look, I'm actually going to start off with eyebrows. And for eyebrows, gagamitin ko tong Beauty Glaze Eyebrow Gel. This costs around 65 pesos. Sobrang mura. Tapos you get a lot of product. So, ayan po. Hindi na naman pantay yung kilay ko, but like, honestly, what's new? Gagamitin ko tong Big Cover Liquid Concealer by Focallure. This is 98 pesos. So yan, we're done with the brows. Let's move on to foundation. And for foundation, ito yung isa sa mga best performing, super affordable, high coverage, all day foundation na nahanap ko. This is the Stay Max foundation. If you watch my videos, you know na I always use this, especially for days na alam kong lalabas ako because it is all day, very pigmented. I like it. So for this, I'm going to use the iMagic Blending Sponge. Onting product lang yun Onting product lang yun. And see how covered and even my skin is right here on this area. Super ganda. Let's move on to this side. Actually, feeling ko masyadong maraming product. So, move natin yung iba dito. Actually, feeling ko nga hindi ka na kailangan ng concealer, but because nakikita ko pa rin yung shadows ko, maglalagay ako ng onti lang, para lang mag-brighten yung under eyes ko, tapos mag-highlight ako. Also, using this, yung concealer na ginamit ko sa kilay ko. Yan na po. Diba? Super glamorous, high coverage, fast. Medyo shiny mukha natin. And if you want your makeup to stay for a very long time, gagamit ka dapat ng powder. And usually, yung powder nilalagay lang doon sa mga areas na kina-conceal ng concealer. But, nasanay na ako na nilalagay siya all over the face. Kasi nga, I'm very oily and the powder helps the makeup stay longer. So, ayun, gagamitin ko tong Flawless Loose Setting Powder by Focallure. This is 170 pesos. Honestly, you can buy something cheaper. This is 1.5 ounces of product. If you're on a stricter budget, definitely get this. Set lang ng very light yung mukha. A light pressing of powder lang will do. So, this time, I'm actually going to switch it up. Gagawin ko muna yung base, yung entirety ng mukha ko before I move on to the eyes. And for that, I'm going to use this Sweet Mint palette. Kung gusto mo ng mas cheaper, if you're on a budget, yung mga contour palettes like this is the way to go. Kasi mura lang sila, tapos andun na lahat ng kailangan mong color, especially this Sweet Mint palette. If you're my shade, definitely andito na lahat ng kailangan mo. You have this golden highlighter shade. Kung cool tone ka, you have this. You have two different tones of blushes, a peachy one, a cold tone pink one, tapos may bronzer ka and may contour ka. As you can see, very well loved yung bronzer na shade kasi nga ang ganda niya sa balat ko. This is the difference if your face is bronze versus not bronze. Obviously, walang life, walang color sa face mo, walang warmth. So, ayun. Dati actually, hindi rin ako nagbo-bronzer. Iniisip ko na basta may contour, okay na. Pero iba talaga yung dating ng bronzer sa mukha mo eh. Yan na siya. Next, let's move to contour. So yan, mas concentrated lang siya sa loob ng cheeks. Parang mas mukha siyang may anino. So mukhang mas mataas yung cheekbones ko. So yan, mukha akong clown ngayon kasi wala pang contour yung ilong ko. But, gagamitin natin tong flat angled brush for this. And yun. Honestly, hindi ako magaling mag-contour ng ilong. Yun na yung bronze ng ilong ko. Alam ko masyado siyang intense. But, masasoften siya mamaya pag naglagay na tayo ng baking powder. Yan. Extreme nose contour. Pero, I'm going to take some baking powder and this cute little sponge right here. Ipapress ko lang siya sa gilid ng ilong, sa gedli. And, yan. Sinasharpen ko lang yung ilong. So yeah, I'm also going to sharpen up the jaw contour. O, diba ang cute mukha tayong timang? So for this look, I'm going to use the Sunrise palette from Focallure. 330 pesos to sa website nila. I unfortunately got it from some shop sa ibang shop sa Shopee. Tapos binenta nila to sa akin for 420 pesos. So ayun, feeling scammed. I work with colors a lot. Sobrang helpful ng mga ganitong palette. Tsaka mura lang siya, honestly. Yun, may kasama na siyang concealer, may mga glitter-glitter na siya, may iba't ibang kinds ng shimmer, tapos magaganda yung mattes nila. So, ayun. So yan, after that, merong concealer na shade dito sa palette na to, which is called Limitless. Gagamitin ko siya to slightly cut the crease. I'm going to take the shade Champagne, which is this kind of color. Yeah. Very shimmery. Going to take that on my finger and apply that on the concealer. Ayan, yun yung itsura niya. Very shimmery, very glam. Tapos, to blend that out, para maganda yung transition niya, papunta dun sa darkest color, I'm going to take the shade Marigold. Yan siya. So, finally, going to take the shade Chocolate Martini again, yung darkest na brown, and buffing that in para talagang ma-deepen yung outer corner ng eyes para may dimension. So, yan na yung first part of the eyes. Next, using a big fluffy blending brush rin, I'm going to take the same shades na nilagay natin dito, yung same na matte shades. First with Give Me Mocha. Next, Himalayan Orange. Tapos, next, using that same pencil brush, Chocolate Martini on the outer edge. Ayun lang. Super simple niya. But still, it's very glamorous. Very smoky. Maganda siyang pang-event. Ganyan. So, next, for the eyeliner. It's from Novo. Yung black yung gusto kong gamitin. Pero since nawawala yung black, gagamitin ko na lang yung brown. This costs 88 pesos. Mura lang. Tapos, super pigmented ng colors niya. Hindi ko ata kaya mag-eyeliner on cam. So, I'm going to do my eyeliner off cam and I'll be right back. So, yan. Tapos na yung eyeliner ko. Next, we're going to move on to mascara. And for mascara, I found this Wet n Wild Max Volume Waterproof Hydrofuge Mascara. Ito yung ginagamit ko lagi dati. Ngayon, gumagamit ako ng O2O different mascaras. But still, I find that this is the best one. Of course, you can get other drugstore mascaras like Maybelline, yung mga ganon. Merong atang 150 yung Maybelline, I think. But this is 125. I got it from Shopee. Ayun. As you can see, ito yung difference. Super black niya, tas natatanggal niya yung shadow sa mata as compared to this one na parang may mga powder, may nakatch niya yung mga dust ng eyeshadow. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Ayan, yan na yung eyes. Next, I'm going to dust off the bake. Feeling ko na wala ng onti yung blush. So, I'm going to bring it back. Onti lang, very light lang. So, ayan yung Fez Lux so far. For finishing spray, I'm going to take this Fera Matte Finishing Spray. Honestly, hindi siya matte finish. Pero maganda siyang pang-set ng mukha, especially when you powder as much as I do. Parang binibigyan niya ng onting life yung mukha mo. Tapos mas binibring out niya yung colors. So, ayan. Mukhang basa yung mukha, pero matutuyo yan mamaya. So, while waiting for that to finish, I'm going to glue down my lashes para matuyo na siya by the time. Let me cheat a little, okay? 150 pesos to. And I think kapag nilagay natin to lahat, it will go over budget. Pero since you get 5 pairs for 1 pack and 1 pack is 50, I'm going to take 1 pair and list it as 30 pesos. So, yung pair dito yung gagamitin ko, it looks like these ones. Yan yung itsura niya. So, ayan, while waiting for the lashes to dry, since medyo tuyo naman yung mukha ko, I'm going to take the same eyeshadow contour palette na ginamit natin kanina and use this shade Sunlight as my highlighting shade. For a more accurate na paglalagay ng highlight, gagamit ako ng super maliit na brush. Now that that's done, ilagay na natin yung lashes. That's the difference of lashes. Yan, ito na yung look. But syempre, hindi pa tapos kasi we have to go to the lips first. For the lips, gagamitin ko tong Pink Flash lipstick. This is in N05 cookies. Nung nireview ko to, I based it on the price of 198 pesos. Pero thankfully, may mga nag-comment at nagsabing 65 pesos lang siya if you buy it from other shops. So, thank you sa mga nag-comment. So, 65 pesos lipstick. So yan, I'm going to finish up the rest of my face. Baka mag-contour pa ako since I feel like my face is too round. And I'll be right back.
Girl, you deserve it. 나 같은 남자, yeah. 너는 선을 그었지, 난 걔랑 달라, yeah. Don't you worry about me, babe. 나를 믿게 해줄게. Don't you worry about it, babe. 내가 널 지켜줄게, yeah. We can sip on this thing. 너가 원한다면 you get it. I'm never gonna force you. I'll be a gentleman. I'm gonna adore you, baby. I'm not about that fake love. 무슨 일이 있던 너한테 달려갈게. Right there, right now. We can go and visit the chill in the fancy room.
So yeah guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that video, make sure to give it a like. And if you like me, make sure to follow me on all of my social medias. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you have any video ideas for me to do in the future, make sure to comment them down below and I'll take note of that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
We could go to movies in the chill at the fancy room. 우리 노는 밤이 저 you know I can feel you.